I've been driving around in my car, looking for some kind of open bar. It's gonna be alright, gonna be alright. Got no money, but I'll work it out with my charm. Having a good time, ain't doing no harm.
Hello and welcome to the Nerd in Motion. As you can see, I've been doing stuff and making it look, the tat look more organised basically. Today I've got an interesting one for you. Now, this isn't my story. This is somebody else's story, and I follow a channel called Moose on the Loose, and this has come out of my interest in what happens in Canada. And you're probably remembering a video that I did some time ago that ended up with 200,000 people watching it. So what why I always go back to this thing about Canada, and people are like, why are you bothered what happens in Canada? The reason why I'm so bothered about what happens in Canada is that Canada, Australia and New Zealand all have very, very similar politics, and the parliament system and a lot of our infrastructure is based on the same ideas. And so that means whatever happens out there could potentially happen over here. And I don't really want, after what I saw Trudeau do in the past, I don't really want that in this country. I don't like what we've got now, but I equally wouldn't swap it for that. But I wanted to show you that I know that sometimes when you listen to all the things about, you know, the environment and green, I am all for, recycling, upcycling. We have 2 recycling bins at our house because there's 5 of us, and we have enough waste that between the 5 of us we can do some proper recycling. So I do all my recycling. I'm there cleaning out my yogurt pots. I've got to admit, when I went to New York and had a look at that state and the amount of waste that they use, I kind of felt like I don't know what the point is. But anyway, I'm still there cleaning my yogurt pots out. So this is about basically it's a truck company called Edison Motors based in BC in Canada. Now, I'll show you. Let's have a look. I'm just setting fire to my foot down here because the heat is going mental. I'm going to turn this camera off. Right, okay, so this is Edison Motors, and they're quite big on social media. You can go and check them out. But what they do is they do logging trucks specifically. Now, it's really, really like, how do I explain it? You think, oh no, here we go, electric trucks and blah, blah, blah. This is genuinely a really good idea. So I've got my high-tech software here, and I'm going to explain how it works, right? So this is a mountain, okay? Like that, yeah? And this is a road that kind of goes around the mountain. I'm in the way, it's okay. And it goes around the mountain, right? And there's a little path there. So you've got your lorry, and it's going uphill, and it's got nothing on it, okay? So that's a terrible wheel. We'll just do little ones at the back here. Sometimes the software does that, you know. So high tech, AI and everything. So you go up the hill, right, up the mountain. That is a terrible arrow. Even I can't put up with that. You go up the mountain, and you go all the way to the top. And then when you get up here with your truck, you get a bunch of trees on the back, which have been cut down. But let's just go. And we're going to put some logs in the back. Log. Yeah, okay. Very technical stuff. Now, I know it's showing that it's up here, but uphill here. But my drawing is obviously, this is high-tech software we're dealing with. So it can be a bit glitchy. So the truck then heads down the mountain. So it's going down the mountain. We're going to put a little pass here. That's the wrong colour. It's very important that you get the right colour. It goes down the mountain, right? This road connects to there, and the truck goes all the way back down. Now, the thing is, and we're going to do it in red, right? Truck goes down, boo, like this, yeah? It goes down, 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 down. There's a new road there on the other side, and then it comes all the way down. It gets to the bottom, right? So, going up, it uses diesel power, but then it's loaded, and it's got all that kinetic, beautiful energy, and it uses regenerative braking from the electric motor as it's going down to charge the batteries up to help the thing get back up the hill again. So by doing that, you actually save a lot of money on fuel. And when I say that these trucks use a lot of fuel, the engines are like 14, 15, 16 litre and above with huge turbos. So that's the idea. Fantastic idea. I'm going to shut this software down. Hopefully, we don't lose the computer because it's so powerful. No, we won't save it because it's too much memory there. So that's what these trucks do. Great idea. Like, genuinely, this is the kind of stuff that I can get on board with. I'm not, I have said before, I don't have an issue with electric cars, apart from the fact that evangelists are just hell-bent on only listening to one side of the conversation, and anybody that says otherwise is spreading misinformation. But hey-ho. But this is a great idea. Something that we clearly need, and it makes a lot of sense. So what happened is, basically, you have the NDP. So I've written some notes down here. The NDP are the New Democratic Party. So democratic, you think, oh yeah, like democracy, that's a great idea. No, these guys aren't that. They're left wing. So they're like a heavy arm of Labour. So imagine if Labour were like on the edge of being more, what's the word? Like a dictatorship. So they're kind of more towards communism. This is what these guys are. And they're like a smaller version of dictator Trudeau's government, essentially. Now, these guys obviously put grants out. All governments have grants for technology. They have grants for all sorts of things. And, like during the dreaded thing, they gave us all grants. If you could get it out of your local council. Shout out there to Kirklees, who never paid half of them. And basically, you would get your grant, and that will allow you to do certain things. So what happened? The long and short of it is that they wouldn't give them their grants. So when they applied, they never got them. And there was another company called let's have a quick look. MNP. This is it. Let me show it to you. So these guys, let me get rid of this. So this is the MMP, right? So these guys contact him and say, hey, Edison Motors, unfortunately, you didn't get the grant. But if you let us apply for the grant, then we can guarantee that you will get it. And the only thing is, we charge 20% of the grant. Okay, so they're a bit like here where they have the ambulance chaser guys, no win, no fee kind of thing. So, and that exists in this country as well. The only difference is, and this is the bit that's real dodgy, is that the MNP, these guys, are the ones that actually give the grants out. So they're saying, hey, you didn't get the grant, we didn't let you have it, but if you use our consultancy arm of the business, then we'll give you the grant, but we'll charge you 20%. And I've done some digging, and I found some stuff, and there's some interesting links between MNP and the NDP. But it's like basically the government have put these guys in charge, and then they're doing a kickback scheme for 20%, which is going where Who knows? Allegedly, I don't know. But it seems very sus. And furthermore, that's more crazy than that, is they when he went on social media and talked about it, it went viral. And people were disgusted. It went to Parliament, not Parliament like our Parliament, but like the local council. And funnily enough, the NDP blocked an investigation into the MNP, into what they were doing. And when they were asked a question, this lady just stood up and just spoke absolute nonsense for 10 minutes and never answered the question. The only other person that I've ever seen do that with such great ability is a lady called Lorna Slater, who was in charge of the bottle. Well, it was like what does she even call it? The deposit return scheme in Scotland. So last year and the year before, she managed to blow £80 million of taxpayers' money in the UK by coming up with this idea of when you have a drink, like some beer, you put a 20p deposit down, and then you give the packaging back, you get your 20p back. Just lied through her teeth like you wouldn't believe. Basically, we all think it's a good idea in the drinks industry. We were all up for it, but she just went rogue and did it on her own. And then when you look into this 80 million quid, a lot of it was going to people and friends and companies that it's gone out for tender, and then it was only ever tendered to one company. And funnily enough, the lady's Canadian. Anyway, hopefully she'll be returning to Trudeau's fold, than skanking the Scottish government. But it's just as corrupt, just the same old nonsense, and it just makes me angry. And I think I'm going to put the link to Moose on the Loose video below, and honestly, watch it, because the way he explains it is far better than anything I could do. But literally, go and watch this video, and it's titled NDP Caught Laundering Money Through Carbon Tax EV Grant. It is fascinating, absolutely fascinating. So go check it out. I'll put a link below. And I know this is not my video, and I've just literally taken what Moose on the Loose has done. But there's so many similarities at the moment. And just because it seems like a good idea, they're quite happy to eat their own, if you know what I mean. And I'm not saying that Edison Motors is like a super green warrior, but he's obviously conscious about his environment and making things better. And there's nothing wrong with that. But these people don't care. They don't really care about the green agenda. What they care about is being tyrannical. And that's where it's at. And it can be in cars, trucks, bikes, whatever. So, yeah, there you go. And I will stop ranting now. Please, in the comments, put what you think. Personally, I think it's disgusting behaviour. And I'm sure the corruption goes both ways. But, yeah, this is pretty poor. So, this is just one man with his company trying to make some money and make the world a better place. And he's getting shafted by his own government. So, yeah. So, I've been Nerd in Motion. I'll catch you on the flip side.